Hello again, everyone. This is Entropy666.
And this is Lucifera.
Tonight we're going to be discussing a topic that, well, the word means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And to define the word love, which is the topic tonight, talking about love, to define the word love is really not possible. I mean, of course, I could find the dictionary definition for love, but it's such a broad idea, and it means so many different things to so many different people. What Lucifera and I tonight are going to discuss is what it means to us. There is a Bible verse that actually is one of my favorites, where Paul defines love, and I'm going to put it up here. You read it for yourself. I'm paraphrasing. Love is patient, love is kind, a number of different things that Paul, who's not my favorite writer in the Bible, but in this he really captures what I believe to be charity. Charity means Christian love. The truth is, regardless of what you all may think of Lucifera and I, we are doing what we do out of love. There's a lot of you, I know, there's a lot of you out there who have good intentions, the ones who don't curse at us, the ones who are truly concerned about what you believe to be our immortal soul. Listen, we respect that. We do. We respect it. We respect it, and we're happy that you are concerned with us. But let's explain to you just how we got where we are. Instead, I hope that some of you who are coming on our channels will take the time to actually watch this video and listen to what we say before you start jumping all over us. I'm going to tell you just briefly my experience spiritual experiences. I was raised an Episcopalian. I went to church every single Sunday growing up. I was what's called an acolyte, which is an altar boy, for I think 7 or 8 years. After which, I did have some experience years ago with the occult, with Satanism, as a teenager. I got out of that, had a car accident, believed that I was again reaffirming my faith in Jesus Christ. I again became a Christian. Then I got married, and things sort of slid away after that. But after that, years later, after being in and out of trouble, I found myself in Kentucky with a Christian commune. I became their spiritual leader. Now, I know the Bible. Okay, I've read the Bible. I've read the Bible all the way through. No, I didn't do it, I didn't sit down and read it cover to cover in one sitting, but yes, I have read the entire Bible. I am as familiar with it as any of your preachers are. So, you have no business telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. You need to be more specific. You can't just say you don't know what you're talking about. You have to write something like, this particular point you made, I disagree with, and this is why. That is what you do when you have a discussion. Now, back in 2004, after I got married to my second wife, I was a Mormon for several years. And then back in 2004, I came to a realization after reading the Bible, actually sitting down and reading it from the beginning again, that this character called Lucifer in the Bible, the serpent, is being cast as the evil one when it came to the Garden of Eden, and he's not. If you read the story, you can see that he's not. He doesn't lie to Adam and Eve, but this so-called God does. Now, if you want to debate me on that, that's fine, but don't just write down here in the comment sections, you're wrong, you're evil, you're evil. You need to actually come up with a point. So in 2004, I became what I didn't know what it was called, but I became Luciferian. I moved past that in my mind later on, and I briefly would have called myself a Gnostic. That's what Lucy is, Gnostic Luciferian. But then I got interested in Eastern mysticism, and I became a Buddhist, a Zen Buddhist. Now, I didn't just practice Zen Buddhism a little bit. I committed myself to it. I took what's called the Jukai Tukudo, which means that I took the vows as a Buddhist. Now, this is some time later, and a lot of things have happened since then. Not the good Buddhist I used to be, I'll admit it. However, I am still a Zen Buddhist. That's what I call myself above anything else. Yes, I'm a Gnostic. And yes, if you push me, I would say I'm still Luciferian in the sense that I think of Lucifer as the light, as the maybe you could even go so far as sort of call it the Holy Spirit. But that's where I'm coming from. So please, from now on, you know what? From now on, when you start saying I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm simply gonna keep posting this video for you so that you can actually watch it and hear what I have to say. You need to present an argument. Now, as far as Lucy goes, she has a very interesting story as far as her religion is concerned. And she was Luciferian before she and I met. I had no influence over that. Okay? I don't influence her that way. Heck, I wish I could have that kind of influence over her. I don't have any influence really over her. She is a very independent person. Trust me.
Entropy is right. I am extremely independent. No one has any kind of power over me. No one influences me. I have my own mind. I am the master of my own life. I don't have a god above me. I don't worship any god. I don't worship the devil. So, now, I want to say, I get a lot of questions, from Christians and others. Why am I Luciferian? Well, a while ago, I was a part of Christianity. I grew up Christian and in a fundamental Christian home, actually. And so I grew up in a typical Christian family. They were extremely hypocritical. They never really practiced it, but as a lot of Christians, they talk, but there's no action. So this is one of the things that really angered me about Christians. And but anyways, I read the Bible. I've read different versions of the Bible as well, and so I have a pretty good background in that area. So don't tell me I don't know the Bible or do my research. I know the Bible quite well. One of the things that really went through my mind as a kid was the story of Lucifer. It just never made sense to me. Of course, when you read the Old Testament, that verse that talks about the Babylonian king, Christians always love to say this character is Lucifer or Satan. And if you read it carefully, you'll find that it is not the case, that he is a spirit. It says, "Is this the man that made the nations tremble?" So I've studied a lot of different sources regarding the character, but before all that, I've always had this spiritual connection regarding this type of spirit, a fighting spirit, a spirit that questions, etc. Um,
Like a spirit of liberty. That's what you mean, right?
yes. So other than that, as the time went on, and I went through high school and college, I went through different religions, and not that I didn't just go, I didn't just study these different religions, but I actually got involved with a lot of them. So I have experience.
Let me say, in my life, and I have a lot of experiences in my life, and I have met a lot of different people. I've known hundreds and hundreds of people intimately. And in all my life, I have never met someone who is more spiritually sound and more spiritually grounded and knows more about spiritual understanding than Lucifera does. Now that is what a lot of you Christians are seeing, because the Holy Spirit does reside in her, but you're not, it confuses you because she's not a Christian. Instead of looking at her and saying that she's somehow at fault, why don't you take the time to actually listen to her and watch the videos on her channel and get to understand where she's coming from? You may not still agree with it, that's fine, but you can't just assume that she's somehow deceived and that she's deceiving others, because this is not the case. Many of you out there see it. I have a saying of my own that goes, those who are of the Spirit know the Spirit. Those who are not of the Spirit do not know the Spirit. And that's the case every time I see this, over and over and over again. If you're confused why it seems that Lucifera is such a good person, and how can she be a Luciferian, why don't you look into what Luciferians believe, really, instead of getting confused and thinking that, oh, well, your God is within her. Your God's not. Your God is the devil.
You judge me before you even get to know me. I am a really nice person. I enjoy talking to people and discussing all this stuff. I love debating, constructive debating. So, give me a chance. Don't be cursing and calling me names. I mean, you don't even know me, and you're saying all these things.
The thing is, you're not even offering up any debates with us. You just call us names and then tell us we're going to hell, without taking the time to look at what it is that we're saying. At least take the time and look at it. You don't have to believe it, but at least you could look at what we're saying and try to understand it. Trying to understand another person's point of view is the sign of a intelligent mind.
So anyways, I want to get back to the topic. So I grew up Christian, and then I went through different religions like Buddhism, Hinduism. I studied Judaism a little bit. And the occult, and even the New Age movement. So none of these religions fulfill what I'm looking for. So I adopted Luciferianism as my path, and its spiritual nature. I'm not into all these materialistic things like the Satanist. Don't confuse my path with Satanism. I am a Gnostic Luciferian.
Neither one of us are religious. We've both been religious, whether it's one religion or another. I still call myself a Zen Buddhist, but to the extent that I might meditate and that's pretty much it. I was never really religious in the sense that people think of Christianity as a religion. Zen's different than that anyway. But anyway, the point of this video was for us to try to get you to understand something, that love comes in many different forms. And although we may get angry, and we may even get hateful and say things, and I regret it. I do. I know that Lucifera does too, when we lose it with you. But when you're pushed by so many people so often, it happens. It happens. I do regret it. But the thing is, under all of that, the undercore of what Lucifera and I are doing is out of love, whether you want to believe that or not. Think about this. Do you love mankind and womankind enough to be hated by them, by telling them the truth about the spiritual side? Do you love mankind, womankind, enough to be despised by the people that you are showing that love to? That is real love. That is real love.
Love is action, not just words. There's a verse in the Bible that says, put all filthy things away, like anger, a filthy mouth, etc. So please start acting with love. Don't be hypocrites. Don't be hateful. You talk to us in a nice way, we will have a good conversation.
Bring up points. You can't just go onto our channels and just call us names. You're not achieving anything that way. You're not achieving anything by telling us whether it's from your heart or not, whether you really feel compelled to do it because you feel love for us, which is great, but you're not achieving anything by just going on our channel and saying, if you don't turn from your ways, you're going to hell. You're not achieving anything by doing that. You need to be specific. What specifically are we doing that's going to cause us to go to hell? Be specific.
When you come on our channel and curse at us and say all these different things about us, it's extremely childish and immature. It
doesn't help. It doesn't help with what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people to convert to your religion, right? I mean, we've already know enough about it. We're not going to convert back to Christianity. It's just not going to happen. But at least if you're not nasty to us, at least other people who see your remarks might resonate with them. They might resonate with them. So be nice. Just be nice. And also, I wanna put this verse up. We've been giving it to lots of you, showing you this verse. Now, just because Lucifera and I are not Christians does not mean that we can't read the Bible and we can't show you Bible verses. If you're a Christian, then you should be abiding by the Bible, and that's what we're showing you. It doesn't matter whether we abide by it or not. So, I want to put up this verse that basically says, here, it says, leave those who are on the outside of the church to me, to God, to your God, and concern yourself with judging those who are within the church. People outside of your church is none of your concern. It's been, I've seen it in my life, go from Christians who were not involved with the whole political scene here in this world to this major fundamentalist shift where Christians seem to think that it's their business to go out and picket LGBT people, go out and picket abortion clinics, go out and just do all this. These things are of the world, folks. You need to leave them alone and judge those within your own ranks. That's what your Bible tells you to do.
Didn't your Jesus say one time, I am not of the world? Or be not of the world. Live in the world, but be not of the world.
Like a stranger in a strange land, you do not get involved with the local politics. Something like that. I could try to find both of those verses here at the end of this little thing, this little video. But I've been wanting to do this for a couple weeks because a lot of you are saying that what we're doing is out of hatred. It's not. We're doing it out of love. And a lot of you who yes, you have valid points by saying, why bother with the Christians? They're not going to listen. They're not going to listen. But the thing is, if somebody doesn't say it to them, how are they ever going to know? How are they ever going to know? You see, Lucy and I are taking it upon ourselves, the hatred of the world, so that we can try to teach the world. And then when it comes right down to it, at the end, whatever, let's just say whatever judges us in the end, whether that be karma or whether God or the universe or whatever, they can't say that they weren't told about these things. Just the same way you Christians think about sharing your testimony and whatnot, we are sharing ours. Okay? This is what we're doing. We're doing the same thing. Yes, we come from opposite directions, but we're doing the same things. And in that respect, you should learn to have some respect for what we're doing.
So, to wrap it up, just remember, be love, be kind, and just be mature and bring up interesting things that may come to your mind, or if there's something you disagree with, just say it in a mature manner.
Present an argument. Don't make statements. Present arguments if you want us to respond. Making statements, we're no longer going to respond to you're going to hell, you're evil, all that. All we're going to do from now on is just delete you and block you, because we're tired of it. If you want to debate, we will debate, but making statements isn't a debate. It's just being childish. It's like being in a playground and calling people names. Mm-hmm. Well, that's about it, I guess, for tonight. Yeah. I really wish that you could understand, at the very least, our intent and what we're doing, what our intentions are. Our intentions are not to deceive you. Our intentions are not to drag you down to hell. Our intentions are to reveal to you the truth and understanding that we have. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't bother me if you don't agree with me. What bothers me is when you start cursing and calling me names. Of course that's going to bother anybody because it's childish. So understand that we do this out of the love in our heart. And honestly, if you look at that, and if you look at, here, let me find this other verse here to end it with. You shall know them by their fruits. If Lucifera I strike you as being someone who has this light within us, you say it about her all the time, I know. If it strikes you that she has a light within her, it's because she has one. Know them by their fruits. How can somebody who's evil bear good fruit? Isn't that the Bible verse? Here it is. I'll put it up. How can something that's evil bear good fruit? It can't. So judge the the proof is in the pudding. So if you're going to judge us at all, judge us by our actions, not by the fact that I have 666 in my name or that her name is Lucifera. Judge us by what we're doing and saying, not by silly comments about our screen names.
Start looking within and stop looking on the outside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's not be superficial and let's not be childish. Yes, we can get childish too. We can get childish too. So, I apologize to anybody out there who I've cursed at. I apologize to anybody who I've made fun of, even if you've started it with me. From now on, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm not going to respond to you. I say that, but we'll see. So, anyway, here's a bit longer than we wanted to, but we also wanted you to understand our background again. And I guess this is Entropy666. We'll see you again soon.
And this is Lucifera.
Good night.
Night.